Hey guys, welcome to Erenshor Guides Live. So today I want to do a raid walkthrough. What we're aiming to do is we're just going to go through each raid and kind of explain the fights of each boss. We're not going to go over like progression because progression is not a straight shot through any one raid. The reason for like a live stream instead of an edited video, I've had some stuff going on. I haven't been able to do some edited videos lately. So we're gonna settle for a raid, right, for a live video. I've noticed a lot of people actually watch the live streams for some reason. Thank you if you do. If you're seeing this later on YouTube, thanks for watching. We're gonna get started here. All my homies hate the Friends Guild. Sure do. Friends Guild sucks. Alright, so what we're doing is we're going to be explaining the raids. Let's get started, getting raids started. Just kind of an overall look at the raids. Composition-wise, I've been able to clear pretty much everything with only 2 tanks, 3 healers, and the rest is DPS. I do run 2 Reavers and 2 Windblades. And it seems to be pretty good. Reavers don't really pull their weight in the damage, but they have a lot of good debuffs, and so I think that's pretty much is okay. Wait, not one person. This raid save and loadout is really nice because it puts them in order. It also like puts their healing stuff that you've done in order. And also a tidbit, like each healer has their own like bars. I thought it was like group wide. It's not. It's by individual healer. So good tip on that. Let's check everybody's auras, make sure they didn't change it to anything dumb. Everything looks alright. I haven't technically cleared raids yet. I've brought, like, Brax is the last one, and I brought him down to 0% when we wiped. So like, I didn't get the actual kill, so maybe we'll get the kill today. But we're gonna start with Soluna. Soluna, I think, is the easiest one to clear. Again, as far as progression, you're not gonna go through one raid at a time. The whole thing is designed for you to kind of bounce between them all and make a little bit of progress here and there. So Soluna, even when you're first starting with raids, you want to start with Soluna because Soluna drops, like the trash mobs in here drop tank gear and they drop Reaver gear, so Paladin gear and Reaver gear, but both DPS set and a tank set. So this Radiant set is part of the tank set, which is amazing. And really what it comes down to for raids is tank survivability. If your tanks cannot survive, your raid will not get anywhere. Granted, like, you'd have the most geared out tank in the world, but if you're not able to kill anything in a decent amount of time, you definitely need DPS as well. We're gonna pull a little bit, we're gonna be pretty, why are you dying? Better change this. So while we're working our way to the first boss, we'll talk a little bit about the UI for raids. So one of the biggest things is the target assigning for each group. So you have 3 groups, and each of them can be doing different things. So what I do is main tank. So I'm raid main tank, but you don't have to be. Raid main tank should be in group 1, and they should pretty much always be on assigned target because you want like complete control. You don't want your main tank to be bouncing off different people. Group 2, I run my secondary tank, and I have them set normally to get adds. So if I pull, like we got 2 guys here, I'm gonna pull 1. My second tank is pulling the second ad. And that way the second ad isn't bouncing around and killing all the DPS. So that's set to, so group 2 with a tank is set to get adds. And then group 3, if you run a third tank, you can run get adds as well. But if you don't have a tank, you don't want to run get adds because your group will be taunting. And if they're not set up as a tank, then they're going to be in big trouble. So I have them set. So I have group 3 set to assist group 2, which means whatever group 2 is attacking. So in this case, it's attacking this paladin. Group 3 is going to be attacking that paladin as well. It's basically just saying, who do you want your guys to default target? So if you're just getting started out in raids, you're not going to be able to clear these guys fast at all. You're barely going to be able to kill these guys. You just want to farm these trash mobs until you get I wrote it down, but I don't have the numbers on me right away, but you want to get like, I don't know, you want to get to like 4,500 plus AC. We're at raids end, so I'm at about 7,000. Alright, the first boss, Animation of Graces, was the first boss I cleared. The big gimmick with him is he's going to go to 50%, then he's going to go back to up to 100, and he's going to spawn with adds. So here come the adds, there they spawn. You want to make sure one tank picks up one, and the other tank picks up the other. What you can do is you can burn one, and then you want to burn the other add. Like 90% of the bosses that have adds to them, you want to burn those adds. You want to kill the adds as fast as possible, because usually the adds are buffing or doing something that's really nice. Okay, phase 3, he does the same thing. He went back to 50% and then he spawned adds. One tank automatically picked it up because he's set to get adds, and me as the other tank, I'm picking that up. We are killing the adds, and then we are going to burn the boss. That is it. There's only 2 phases, so you don't need to worry about a third. If you can get through the first phases, you're all right. They do. I'm pretty sure they do AOE damage. I don't know if it's a cleave or not, but they do AOE damage. And I remember this fight, like we were barely getting by with just everybody just taking so much AOE damage. And there's going to be a list. Generally, well, can't really say like it's in any specific order. But here now we got 2, pulling 1. So if you can look closely, you can see there's green swords and then there's white swords. The green swords are what groups are attacking what at any given point. You can click the swords around and they will change what they're attacking. But there's another button that's like really strong, so it's this burn button. The burn button just, it makes everybody immediately stop what they were assigned to do and only focus that target. What's nice about it is that like you don't have to worry about like clicking around the different groups. But the bad thing is that I don't think you can turn it off. There's no way to pretty much undo the burn button. It doesn't matter that much, but there are a few occasions where if you press the burn button on a specific boss, they're gonna, and you have ads spawn, they're gonna stick to that boss. They're not gonna go to the ads. Alright, so Animation of Faith. What we want to do is we want 2 groups on set to get ads. Because as soon as we engage, he's just gonna spawn ads. And the ads aren't going to attack anything. We don't need to have them get taunted or anything. But they're just going to walk towards the boss. And if they get to the boss, they're going to explode, do a bunch of damage to us, and they're going to heal the boss. So this is absolutely 100% a DPS check. The boss barely does any damage, or at least like in contrast to the other ones. Okay, he does a little damage. But he's spawning these Faith. And we want our... All we got to do is just kill his bar once. But we want 2 groups set to get ads, so they're just running around killing these. This group is really far along in progression, so they're killing these things really fast. But when you first get here, you're gonna like barely be able to kill an ad before he reaches the boss, if at all. Basically, if the ads get to the boss, it's game over because it's hard to recover and it's hard to go from there. This boss drops the Cosmic Barrier, which is just an insane necklace. It's the stats on it are not amazing, but the resists on them are. When it's at purple, it goes up to 30, I believe 30% all around. And then I think the stats are 30-30. So this is like every class can use this. It's really good. And you're going to be farming this guy to get a bunch of these. Bag is already full, so let's just dump all this. I'll talk about like key pieces of gear, but I'm not going to talk about every piece of gear. Because there is a lot. This Interstellar Charm is really good for your Arcanist too. It's just like the go-to, so it's a good Arcanist DPS boost. When you first start farming the zone, if you try pulling these two guys, you're just gonna get your world rocked because having two of them just sucks. But you just gotta farm the trash and get your class sets. Everybody needs their class set. These bracers are hard to find because you gotta get 4 of them if you're running 2 tanks. Alright, Khorso he just hits hard. He doesn't do anything special. It is just a tank and spank. But he's a little bit of a wall. I believe you need around like 5200 AC to kill him. This is boss 3 of what, 5? Yeah, 5. The big thing he drops is this planetary shard. I think running one in all groups is pretty good because it's fairly strong, which is a DPS revert, is taunting, which we do not want him to do because he does not have tank gear. He has DPS gear on. So yeah, standard default setup while you're doing mobs or doing trash is assign target for your main tank, get ads for your secondary, and group 3 is assist group 2. Alright, these Zenith and Nadir, these guys are a wall. I had a lot of trouble with these guys. So the main mechanic is that they can only take, each one can only take damage if it's in an extremely short window from the other one. So they both have to be attacked and DPS'd at the same time. And there's going to be constant ads. The ads are, they're going to start as a constellation, and they spawn on these little, they spawn two at a time, one on each of these like platforms, and you have to kill them before they transform. They transform after like 10 seconds or so. I don't know what it is, I haven't counted it, but basically you have to have one group set up over here close to the ad and another group set up over here, so you're DPSing the 2 bosses at the same time, and then you have a third group that effectively is going to be killing the ads. We're gonna, honestly, I shouldn't need it because I say that and we're gonna wipe. Let's see if we can do this without switching the group around. What I did when I was going through progression is my third group, so group 3 is going to be set to get ads, group 2 is going to be set to assign target. We don't want him coming off the ads anything. So group 2 is going to be attacking Nadir. Group 1 is going to be attacking Zenith. If we do tanks engage, they're going to, everybody's going to kind of like get close, but they're not going to quite attack until the tanks get there. So let's hit tanks engage. And I'm going to pull this guy right here, and then I'm going to click here for my group 2. That's going to move group 2 to that position. We need to kill these forming constellations. Okay, we're in a good spot now. So we have group 1 and 3 are on Zenith, which is right here, and group 2 is on Nadir. when the constellations spawn, I'm going to switch Group 2 to the first constellation and Group 3 to the second one, because that's the constellations that they're closest by. This is very confusing, but this is a very confusing fight. So, Group 3 is already attacking it, and I clicked that wrong, and now everybody is running to the wrong sides. It should be okay, but it's fine. See if we can do that right this time. Okay, 3 is the bottom. 1 is top. I mean, however you do it. Okay, there we go. Group 2 is the bottom. Group 3 is the top. Basically, these constellations need to die. If they don't die in that 10-second window, they're going to spawn an ad, and it's really hard to recover from that. That ad just adds a whole extra element of chaos, and if it's a bear, the bear just rocks your world. Alright, so Group 2 there, Group 3 is running over here, and everything's dead, and we're good. I've only seen it twice, but there's like a third monster that can spawn, like a third boss called Zyzzygi, which is when 3 planetary or 3 celestial bodies line up, and it didn't happen this time. I don't know what the conditions are for that to spawn. All right, boss chest. If you right click on it, it's going to be like, hey, this opponent is trivial. Just hit it with anything. Hit it with an auto attack. And then you can right click on it to loot it. Alright, we're already in a situation where there's just too much loot. Not this boss, the previous boss drops this advisor sword, which is a tank main hand that's going to go for a very long time. Notable gear from this guy. What the heck dropped? Tidal of the Winds is very good for wind blades and storm callers. Eclipse Cord is really good for like DPS melee. So yeah, well, it really only works for wind blade. I don't know why it's a druid thing. Stormcaller also benefits from it. Moving on. We got one boss left in Celestial. We start seeing these Moonkeepers. These Moonkeepers are the only thing that's like really added to their... Oh shit, I got them messed up here. 2. Let's get it. They can drop a two-handed weapon, a two-handed sword. Yeah, this guy's still using it. It's called Moonmaker. It's really good. I recommend... They don't drop it very often. It's kind of a rare drop, so I do recommend getting it from these guys for your Reavers. Reavers excel with two-handed primary weapons, two-handed melee weapons. I've only seen a handful of the Moon Reavers, and I got the cheat code on. Not the cheat code, it's the buff from devouring your gear, which I'll talk about once we get out of this raid. So start talking about Soluna. Soluna is the first final boss, tier 3 boss, if you will. It's the first one I was able to kill. And why the heck did we engage her? Oh, because I clicked on her. That's crazy. I clicked on her, so one of my DPS ran up and engaged her. So we're gonna die here because all these constellations are forming. Yeah, we need to run. Let's kill this Moonkeeper. Actually, they're not aggroing us. That's funny. I kind of doubt they'll reset. Hopefully, just by going back. Yeah, there we got it. We got the Moonmaker. This isn't like best in class, but it's very good. Oh, all right, let's back to the reliquary. While we're here, we will check our cheat code, the Altar of Blessed Adventure. This comes from the Lost Soul questline. I think it's a Lost Soul Treasure Hunter. And it is so insane. I'm gonna make a video just about this one thing, but basically it, like, I don't know what it ups your item drop rate chance by, but it's a ton. It's like at least double increased drop chance. So like, I mean, it kind of makes sense because you don't get it. You can't unlock it until you at least unlock raids, and it's very helpful in raids. So let's burn the small guys first. So yeah, like pretty much you've seen, I've been looting a lot of gear, and that's why, because running that thing just, it increases drop chance by a staggering amount. So I really need to make a video about just that one quest, because it's so good, and it speeds up like the end game so much, because you can just get all of the stuff a lot quicker, especially when I have to farm 15 gear sets. Alright, I'm gonna buff up. So Soluna is it is the easiest final boss of the raids. It's very good for teaching the mechanics of the fight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have group 1 with the main tank set to assign target. Group 2 is gonna be get ads. Group 3 is gonna be get ads. The main mechanic, the special mechanic of this one, is that she is gonna spawn those forming constellations 4 at a time in these 4 corners. If we have 2 groups set to get ads, and more than 1 ad spawns at a time, they will not attack the same ad. They will automatically split up between themselves, which is very good for covering 4, because we only have, I don't know what it is, 10, 15 seconds at the most to clear these things before they spawn in the really dangerous ad. Once she gets to, I don't know what it is, but she's going to, once that happens, she can do that once or twice, and then she's going to spawn the Azinthian Keeper, or the Azinthian Corruptor. And we have to switch focus from her to the Azinthian Corruptor. The Corruptor spawns these little orbs, these growing voids, at 3 different times during his health pool. Every time he spawns one, we're going to switch to that growing void. I'll walk through it, but basically we're going to be attacking boss. Our group is going to be automatically killing the ads as they pop up. And then when the Azinthian Corruptor comes up, we're going to focus on that, and then we're going to switch to the growing orbs as we kill the Corruptor. And then the whole cycle happens about twice, but like it gets a little bit more frantic as we go on. Hey Brown Guitar Guy, do I enjoy playing tag most? I do, because in this game it's a lot easier to control a bunch of NPCs if I'm in control of the fight. So that's kind of why I like it. Alright, so let us pull the boss. So it should happen fairly quick. Alright, so yep, 2 groups are just automatically going to attack, and then they're going to switch to the other remaining ads. So that's why we need 2 groups set to get ads. Hopefully they're, yeah, killing in time. One group is a little bit more heavier focused on range. The other one is more melee, so that's why the second group is a little bit slower. I believe we have one more of those before we get the Corruptor, but in the meantime, we are just doing damage. Alright, Corruptor spawns. We're gonna switch everybody to him. And now the Growing Void spawns. We're gonna burn that Growing Void. Because we can get more than... If we kill the Corruptor, he's gonna spawn 4 of these, and then we're all dead. This Growing Void just does a ton of AoE damage. Alright, so Corruptor is to 50%. He spawned another Growing Void. We want to stop DPS on Corruptor, switch to Growing Void. And then he's going to do one more, but we're going to burn him just to get him out of the way. And now we're going to burn the Growing Void. And that's the... I mean, we went through that fast because the group is pretty strong at this point. Yeah, the order of operations is always get the outside forming constellations first, then kill the Corruptor until a Growing Void spawns, which they spawn at fixed intervals based on his health. You focus the Growing Void until it's dead, go back to the Corruptor. We got another Corruptor. We'll let the troops attack him until the Growing Void spawns. Burn the Growing Void now that it's spawned, because we do not want more than one of these out. Let's see, the Growing Voids are pretty tanky too, so it get real trouble. Alright, second one, we're gonna burn. The AoE effect is just visual. You can't like do anything with it. Alright, now we're gonna burn the Corruptor because he'll go down pretty fast. Now we're gonna burn the Void. Hey Pedros, you do not need internet to play. This is actually a single player game that is emulating an MMO. You'll need a internet connection to download it, of course, but there is no server to log into. It is all run on your computer. We're doing... Alright, so we got the next constellations. 2 groups are going after them. They kill them very fast, and they spend most of their time running back and forth. If your DPS is not very good, you can they're very strong, you can take your third group and just immediately target and go attack one that isn't being attacked. That'll speed things up a little bit. Alright, so we got groups killing 2, then they're running across the battlefield. You can also switch out some of your melee DPS for ranged your groups. Touch grass? I don't want to touch grass. It's green. Alright. So you see, as we go down, we are just getting more and more of these fallen constellations. The last gasp is there's going to be a bunch of small ads that spawn. Yeah, here they come. They're really not much of a threat, and your characters are going to CC a lot of them. So you can actually just burn the boss and really not have to worry about them too much. Alright. Holy cow. That is a lot. Alright, that is Soluna down. We didn't get all the good drops, but essentially she drops a lot of tank stuff. So the Nova is the best aura for paladins, for tanks. It's just really good in general. I believe I run it... Do I run it on this guy? Yeah, so I run it on my DPS Reaver, even though there's no tank in this group, just because it's so beneficial. It's a lot of armor, a lot of resist. Very, very good. Astral March is best in slot tank legs, and Moonlit Mask, I believe, is best in slot tank helmet. Do the raid bosses drop enough loot for all the groups, or will the groups fix their gear when you go offline? So the Sims will not be getting raid gear while you're offline. You have to farm it in the raids. The bosses will not drop enough for everybody, and there's even some drops like Soluna. There's a drop that I haven't even seen on her. I think it's a sword. I think it's a two-handed sword. I think it's best in slot for Reavers. Still haven't even seen it. So it's meant to be farmed. All these bosses respawn after like 45 minutes, I believe. Otherwise, if you have these time stones, yeah, if you rock these time stones, use one of them that you get from the treasure chests, it'll respawn everything in the area. All right, what should we do next? Let's do Vitheo. That one's a little questionable still. We've only cleared him a couple times. Let's show you a trick for Vitheo. I have a fishing pole in here. I don't see it. I'm not sure where I put my fishing pole. Anyways, oh, it's right here. Cool. So in the blue portal in Honor / the arena. So the outside ring of this zone is just trash mobs, and they drop. What do they drop? They drop Wind Blade and Stormcaller set gear, which I'm still rocking for a lot of my guys. They're really good sets. But to do any of the battles, you have to talk to this Master of Battle outside the arena, and he wants one of these planar stones, like a complete planar stone, that's a heavy ask, you know, just to have a chance to run at it. But if you put on a fishing pole and you just start fishing in the water here, hopefully we get one quickly. You can actually fish up the tokens that you need to access the arena, which is just kind of hilarious. I'm gonna be right back. Grab something to drink while we're waiting for a token. Alright, of course we didn't get one. Fishing does not change at max level. Fishing does not change at any level. It is pretty boring and not a whole lot going on. But it's a good way throughout the game to get Civicruxes. You can fish up these in a special place. And it's a good place to get the treasure maps. Plus it's AFKable. So it's like... I probably have, I don't know, 20 hours or so, probably more than that, to run where I just AFK'd like overnight fishing. You do not need to macro it. So as long as you have space in your inventory, you will automatically keep fishing. If your space fills up, you will stop. Most places have a set number of drops, so once you get one of everything, you're not going to stop fishing. So you can't AFK it for as long as possible. Port Azure is not one of those places. You can get like these torn boots, and I didn't realize that there was different like. It's weird because like different zones have different drop rates of different things, which is kind of interesting. There's a good article on the wiki about like where to get specific stuff, but basically fishing like is a good. You're not gonna get any experience from it, but it's a good way to get these treasure maps, which ultimately is like one of the best ways to level from 30 to 35 just by doing these treasure maps. I want to do a video on that. Like I said earlier, I've been kind of busy lately. All right, since we haven't gotten a token, we'll just buy our way in. Master Battle. He sells some booze. We want to give him one. We don't want to sell him one. Alright, so give us a entry fee, level 1. Rip stream. Still on my screen. Something going on? Can you hear the words I am speaking? Good, awesome. Alright, let's make sure we have the right stuff on. We don't want to be killing stuff with a fishing pole. Alright. Sorry, just a little housekeeping. Okay. Yeah. See how it goes. Alright, so the arena, the honor raid, whatever you want to call it. You have to use these tokens. You get a new token once you clear a wave. I believe there's 8 waves total, which includes the final boss. So you can kind of like start it and then come back. So first wave is just 2 of the outside gladiators. They are extraordinarily easy. These are the same mobs that are outside the perimeter, and they drop the Windblade and Stormcaller gear. Yeah, as you can see, when I'm going through my bank, I save way too much. There's a reason for that. Let me just showcase it real quick. There's a quest line that rewards this thing. This is the Altar of Blessed Adventure. What you do is you have to feed it gear. You offer gear, and each piece of gear you feed it, you get 5 minutes of this buff, and it stacks up to 1 hour. And what this does is it like quadruples your drop chance. So once you get this quest item, it's from the Lost Souls quest line or like the Treasure Hunter quest line, you will be loot will just be raining down, which means you can keep that buff going all the time. As long as you're getting a piece of gear to feed it every 5 minutes, you're in the lead. So we killed the first wave, so we got entry fee level 2. Level 2 is the first boss, Tojokom. We are gonna kill him. This was the second boss I ever killed. He is pretty easy. It hits kind of hard. He will spawn a dog. I think it's a mutt. Yep. You can not. It doesn't matter if you kill the mutt first or kill him first. It's just a pretty easy boss. I should mention that like when you clear the waves, you clear the whole wave, it spawns a chest, so the loot is not on the boss, but he can drop some loot. You have to attack the chest in order to activate it and open it. We're just going to keep going pretty fast. Third wave is 3 of these wandering gladiators. Nothing too crazy. This is a very, very, very good raid for farming these silver cruxes. I'm getting a lot already because I have that buff going. But these guys drop. They have an increased chance to drop them anyways. So when you're early on and you need a bunch of these silver cruxes to upgrade everyone's gear to blue, this is the place to farm it. Just every like 45 minutes, come back and do a lap. And look at it. See, I'm just raining these things. These things are just raining on me. All right, group number 4. We have expert gladiators. These guys hurt. They're still gonna hurt now. You want to make sure you have one tank getting one and another tank getting the other. You don't want both of them on one tank because they will crush you. And then we're gonna have our party burn one at a time. You can see they do a lot of, oh shit. See, I don't have, this one wasn't set to assist group 2, it was set to get ads. So Fairy Tail thought he was a tank. So this group is very geared, so. I don't know, Phaedrus, like everything on my end says that the stream is healthy, and I haven't dropped any frames on my end. We're streaming at 7 megabytes per second, so it might be on your end, I hate to say it. Tech chest to open it. The shield is really good for pretty much everybody that can use it. I put it on both the Arcanists and Druids. This Vitheo Quiver is best in slot for Stormcaller for the backpack, which is just awesome that a quiver is the best thing. And then this Ursine, the Ursine charm is a little bit of a trap because it's physicality, which just test a few things. I'll be right back. Expert gladiators. Put 2 of them on one tank, 1 on the other. Just try to burn them as fast as possible because they do a lot of AoE damage, and as you can see, they're just chunking the party. If you do wipe while doing this raid in any of these places, it does reset everything, and you lose your token. Kick the chest to open it. Just getting showered in these silver cruxes. Alright, we have Honus next. Honus is tough. He himself doesn't really do all that much damage, but he spawns these ads that they're called executioners, and they will kill one party member, whoever they target, within, like, I don't know what the time frame is, but it's you only have a short window. So we're gonna have, let's do group 2 as get ads, group 3 is going to assist because we want to kill those executioners as fast as possible. It starts off, pretty much every time he runs away from you is when a new ad is going to spawn. It's going to start off with 1 at a time, but eventually he'll be spawning more and more. So let's give him a shot. And I don't think there's any defense in the world that can actually block those shots. Like, you just have to kill. In fact, we're going to burn those as a party. So he's running away, so one's gonna spawn real quick. Waiting for it to be here. Now burn. Spawns. There we go. And that's basically the pace that we want to do. We'll probably start spawning more than one. So we're killing them pretty fast. Yep, there's one. We'll just switch to the other one right away. Hopefully we kill it in time. Okay, he took a big hit. Blanche took a hit, so you can actually tank through at least one shot. Let's kill one. Okay, Blanche is just getting annihilated. Yeah, there's better ways to do this, I think. kind of getting away with it because our DPS is pretty good. This is rough. Hopefully party can keep up. So I think the better way to do that, okay, we did get it, because they can only attack one at a time. So as long as like your raid can kind of keep up and kill them. Yeah, seriously, Sub-Zero indeed. I think if you have both groups as get ads, then at least they will split up. And yeah, hopefully they can kill them all in time. That one we kind of always squeak by on, even to this point. All right, big pieces of gear. Pretty much everything drops is really good. The Oceanic Charm is amazing. It's like the Dex class one, but if you're a physical Stormcaller, this is really good. It's really good for Windblades. It's really good for Reavers. It's really good for DPS Paladins. It's really good. And then this Honus Bow, I believe by the numbers, if you're a physical damage Stormcaller, like if you're stacking strength and dex, I believe it is best in slot. At least currently. Alright, fee 8. This locket is really good. I believe it's best in slot for druids. Alright, last wave will be the boss. Let's do a little bit of banking. Oops, need that. Alright. Last but not least, it is Vitheo. So, way we're gonna do Vitheo, we're gonna keep it like this. We're gonna group 1 is assign, group 2 is get ads, group 3 is assist. So all 4 of the raid bosses have the Azinthian corruptor mechanic into it. It's like the lore thing of what's going on. Like Azynthia is corrupting these gods, and we are actually freeing the gods from this corruption. I'm getting messages like crazy. So those corruptors are going to come at fixed points. It's going to be the same thing. Once the corruptors are alive, we focus the corruptor until he spawns the growing void. We focus the growing void. Void's dead, go back to the corruptor, and then vice versa until everything's dead. The trick with this one, though, is that Vitheo is going to spawn a bunch of ads throughout. They're going to start off pretty innocuous. They're going to be pretty weak, and they're going to get harder and harder. What is very, very, very fortunate is that he's going to start spawning just a couple at a time, and then they're just going to get more of them. They're all CCable, except for, I think, the Myrmidons, I think they're called. They're like the last ones. They're in all blue plate armor. They're in total full rune getup. They cannot be CC'd, but I believe only 2 of them spawn. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep one group. Main tank group is just going to stay on the boss pretty much the entire time. Group 2 is going to pick up one ad, and then our CC is going to automatically CC everything else. We'll get to it. I believe this guy cleaves. I'm not 100% on that, but he looks like he cleaves. So we're gonna keep him aimed away from everything. So let's give him a shot. And he hits like a truck. Hopefully we can kill this guy. Here, okay, we got a corruptor already. So we have 2 groups on the corruptor. Once the void spawns, we're gonna burn the void. Void spawns, we're burning the void. We have to kill the voids. We do not want to keep killing the corruptor. Otherwise, multiple voids will spawn. So everybody's back on the corruptor. New void will spawn. Burn the void. Alright. Second void is dead. We're going to burn the Corruptor. Third void's going to spawn, but the Corruptor's going to go down pretty quick. And then we're going to burn the void. So the longer the Corruptor is in the fight, the stronger he gets. That's why we do want to get him off the battlefield as soon as we can. Alright, so now first wave of all this stuff. Our CC is going to automatically CC a bunch of these guys. And we have two groups that are just going to focus down one at a time. And then group 3 is just staying on the boss, just doing chip damage to the boss to keep this fight going. Main tank, if you can tank it, you can help out with some of these. It'll move the fight along a little bit quicker. Okay, everybody's not fighting the right things. So let's just burn these guys down. Alright. That is the easiest of those waves. Okay, now we got archers, same thing. We're just, group 1's gonna stay on the main Vitheo boss. You see all these guys are getting CC'd. It is timed, like the CC will disappear after a few, I don't know how long it is, 20 seconds maybe? Alright. There will be at one point another Corruptor phase. There's always 2 Corruptor phases per raid boss fight. Alright, Executioners. We need to be killing these things. Yeah, I'm dead. Alright, we're gonna battle res me. Yeah, this guy, okay. This is a mess. Alright, we got our 2 tanks back up. Why are you not targeting me? Oh my god. Give me aggro, thank you. This might be a wipe, but we're gonna push through it. Alright, who's our best DPS? Let's get Jethro up. The Executioner phase is rough. And it probably could have handled it better. Alright, burn the void. Back to the Corruptor. Burn the void. Corruptor. Kill the Corruptor because he keeps getting stronger the longer he is, and then we'll burn the void. If we're lucky, which let's make ourselves lucky, we're going to need to spam an XP potion so we get more raid XP. So as we kill these ads, we might get enough experience to get another battle res in the middle of this. We're gonna try it. Our Myrmidons, I believe, can be CC'd. Nope, they're getting CC'd. We're just gonna kind of let the 2 take care of them. Let's actually burn these. Put everybody, since we're down a good bit of DPS. It'd be fun if the Sims could respond to voice commands. Yeah, just like, get ads. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Get ads. I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave. Okay, so we're going to be able to spawn, or we're going to be able to battle res somebody here in a second, who is good. I think we want Solara. Solara. So we want Arcanist. Arcanists are one of the top DPSs, and they can also crowd control. Alright. This might be recoverable. I don't know. Let's change this to get ads. No, let's change it to assist. It's the executioners that are just really rough. And I think because I taunted the archer, he attacked me right away, so I got walloped and I got pretty much two-shot. Alright, the immortals are the ones that cannot be crowd controlled. So we're gonna burn one, I'm gonna tank two of them. Or tank one, let everybody kill one, and then we'll kill the other. Should be another corruptor phase coming. Oh, that hurts. Alright. Good. Alright, let's see if we can finish this off. I'm not certain if we can. Because I believe... Actually, I know we have to kill everything. Even when the boss is dead. And it'll spawn a bunch of ads near the end. Why is Jethro dead again? Darn. Alright, we got Corruptor up. We'll burn Corruptor since we're down DPS. As soon as the Void spawns, we're gonna kill the Void. Void spawn, burning Void. Let's see just how long it takes us to kill this Void now. Alright, Corruptor. Void number 2. There he is. Let's burn the Corruptor, because like I say, he gets stronger. That's what this is saying. He gets more proficient in battle as he exists. Corruptor's dead. We do have another... We're going to get Jethro up. We need more CC. So we're going to be getting some more ads here in a few. There's a couple of... I haven't played through too many of the... I've only played tank all the way through. And I'm basically spamming 3 different spells on tank other than my hits. And one reduces their damage. Another one reduces their haste. So yeah, there are debuffs. I believe Reaver has a couple. Okay, we're just gonna focus down the boss and hope that we can just kill the boss before all these freaking ads come in. Yeah, look how many of these guys there are. Come on. Alright, he's dead. We're gonna focus these guys and hopefully we can make it. I think we're good. I don't think there are too many buffs that are like damage mitigation buffs, if that's what you're asking. But again, I'm not quite sure. I haven't played through all the classes yet. I played about a Reaver to about level 30. That one's interesting. Wasn't my favorite though. It's kind of like a hybrid spellcaster melee, and you can kind of lean into either of those directions. It's a bit of it can be a tank, but it can also be a DPS. So, and as you can see, even though we killed the boss, like the chest doesn't spawn until all of these guys are dead. And I think it just keeps spawning the Myrmidons until the end of time, until you kill them. So once these like last Myrmidons start coming out, you just have to focus them down. Again, if you're joining us, this is a raid walkthrough stream. I noticed a lot of people. I was getting quite a few views on my old live videos from previous live streams, and since I haven't been able to do the raid progression video or like the raid walkthrough videos yet, I figured this is good enough. Good enough for now. Alright, last guy on our hobbled DPS. Let's loot all these bodies first. Other players. Kick the chest to open it. And I don't honestly remember what's amazing. What's funny is that after you kill him, you get your token feedback. So like, it's all, you get refunded because you won. Wake Weaver is good. I think it's best in slot for tanks. It has a buff that like you have to cast, but if you put it on a sim player, he will just buff everybody. Because you see right there, I have the buff. He'll just buff everybody in the raid, which is nice. I should also mention when you kill these raid bosses, they spawn as an NPC, and you gotta talk to them. If you do them in the order that I'm showing you, where you start with Soluna and then you go to Vitheo, it'll progress a quest line that'll open up the 5th and final raid that is not done yet. It's not active yet, but it will be in the future. Also in the future is a UI overhaul. Brian's leaked a couple images of the new UI, or at least the direction he's going, and it's pretty sick. I think it'll be funny once it comes out and people are used to the new version, and they'll look at the old videos and be like, how did you guys live with this terrible old UI? Whoops. So funny story about that. This is sort of like spoiler talk, also leak talk. So right now, if you hit Alt, you can go between 2 hotbars. Brian said that like he didn't really design the game to be like necessary to have 2 hotbars, but it kind of is, despite all intention. And he put an image out of like the new UI, and there was a secret in that image that he didn't mean to put in, and that the new UI had 2 stacks. It had 2 hotbars, like, so, and I think they had modifiers. You could use like Shift 1 to hit the other one. So it's coming. More hot bars are coming. It's not going to be like WoW where you have, you know, 15 different different hot bars. But it'll be something. We gotta feed our orb here. Look at that, it almost ran out. Next raid we're going to cover is Willow, the Fernalla raid, which I think is one of the funner ones. I really like some of the bosses in it. It's through the green portal. Let's go. Yeah, it was funny when he dropped that in the Discord. Somebody noticed it immediately, and he's like, you didn't see that. Ignore that. Nothing's there. So when you come into Fernalla's raid, little pro tip, you want to fish in the stream for a little while so you get a quest item, and that quest item will be one of two. The other quest item being in Vitheo is the one we were just in. You need two quest items, one from the water in this raid and one from the water in Vitheo's raid, and that'll be some of the final things you have to do to unlock that that orb that has the drop rate. So first boss is Arbor. This guy's actually like a bit of a wall early on. Like you're gonna get a bunch of raid gear. You're gonna start getting everybody pimped out with their sets, and he's still gonna feel like a long ways off. He hits really hard. I should say the trash in this area drops Druid and Druid only gear. They also drop the Druid spells. The Druid spells are really good because they're like AoE heal spells, and there's a couple damage spells in there too. But there's a ton of these mobs in here, and you don't actually have to kill them all. We're gonna run, once we kill Arbor, we're gonna run down the stream to the next boss. But this is just a really good farming zone. If you can kill mobs efficiently, I definitely recommend popping an XP potion and just plowing through them, because there's just a ton of these monsters and they give a lot of XP. Alright, so Arbor is pretty much a tank and spank. He's going to spawn an ad every, I don't remember if it's timed or if it's health based. The ad will heal him, so you need to kill the ad quick. Just basically burn the ad as soon as it pops up. Other than that, is straightforward tank and spank. First ad is up. We're going to burn the ad, because you can see he's healing the boss. Then we're back to the boss. Next ad is up. We're going to burn the ad. I think there's only two. There might be more. And he's dropped some good loot. Secret's Life is a ton of intelligence. Very good for Arcanists. Predator's Charm has +1 to attack rolls on it, so it's really good for Windblades and Stormcallers and Reavers. And Treant Eye Shield is a little confusing, but it's got a lot of armor on it, so Druids do well with it, and tanks do well with it. Alright, we're gonna just cut through all these mobs and run to the next boss. If you run down the stream, you don't even have to kill the first boss. If you run down the stream, you can get to the next boss, the Fernallan High Priest. But be careful if you're faster than, if some of your party is slower than the rest. If you cut through an area, they're gonna like take the shortest path to get you, so they might pull monsters. And we're gonna wait for the rest of our crew. Alright, so this guy, he has one mechanic. And the mechanic is that he puts up a shield every now and then, and when that shield is up, for a duration of time, he will reflect damage and heal whatever he has hit. So everybody's first like experience with this guy is they just go full tilt on him, and everybody just gets one shot. Like the entire raid just gets AoE one shot, and you're like, okay, that was fun. So the trick to this one, and this is the only boss that I know of that like this actually matters. You have this raid DPS slider, which when it's all the way red to the left, that means everybody's gonna stop doing DPS. And then when it's all the way to the right, it's going to be you're going to be back to going full tilt. The way to know when the attack is coming is that you need a text box that has game and battle events and zone wide events ticked on, and he is going to say something in red. When he says that first line, that's when you want to drop your DPS to 0, and then you're going to wait. There's going to be a big pink or purple AoE, and then you can turn DPS back on. Even with us turning DPS off as quickly as we can, we're still going to take some damage. So let's rock this guy. I think this was like the 3rd or 4th boss I was able to kill. He's not that hard, but when your DPS is low, this is definitely a DPS check. You just have to go through so many more cycles of this. Alright, let's pull him. And we're just going to be focusing on this box here. I'm going to have my finger on the trigger of when to turn DPS down. There it is. DPS is off. He says, opens a void, will share a moment of pain, reflecting damage on him. There's a big pink AoE. Now we can turn DPS back on. Because we're so strong, we're only going to do maybe 2 full... Yeah, don't matter. We killed him. But that's the entire fight, and it's a bit of a cheap one. It's like it's really testing to make sure that you're paying attention to the events. And like I said, I think this is the only fight that this DPS slider actually is like affecting. Everything else, you just want to kill things as fast as possible. For gear, he drops these bracers, which can go on Windblades, Paladins, and Reavers. I suggest throwing one on pretty much everybody except for your tanks, because it has very good proc, and it's pretty strong. Willow Cutter is okay. Aegis Charm is very strong. It is, I think, it is the best slot for tanks, because it's Hardiness 7, Defense +2. Did I run past the bridge? Probably there's arguably a better one if you get defensive 3. I think by the numbers that'll be better, but who cares? Like, Aegis Charm is good. It'll give you a good chunk of health and a good chunk of defense. Alright, for the tier 2 bosses of Willow, the first one is Jinx here. And he hits like a frickin' truck. I really don't get the mechanic. So he always spawns with his ad. And the only way I've ever done it is we just burn the ad and then we switch to the tank. If you kill the ad, the ad does not respawn if you leave the zone or if you wipe. So if you kill the ad and you teleport out and you come back in, then the ad will not be here. He'll be waiting to respawn. I don't really know what the ad does. We've just always killed it, and yeah, we've just always done it that way. But Jinx will call out people's names, and I think he just one-shots them. Like, he just picks a random person in the guild, in the raid, and he will just one-shot them. And it's, I believe, on a fixed interval. So I think that's the mechanic. Other than that, like I say, he hits like a truck. So you have to have a lot of AC before you'll be able to tank him. So we're gonna pull him. We're just gonna burn the ad. You can see even with my 7,000 plus AC, like it just hurts. Let's see if he is actually one-shotting. Alright, ad's dead, everybody's back on him. He's not gonna spawn any ads. So Darian's already dead. So yeah, he just calls out a random person's name and they just die instantly. So it's a test to make sure your tank can actually withstand the hits, and it's a test of your DPS to make sure that you can kill him before he one-shots everybody in the raid one by one. There goes Frieza. Frieza is dead. What's a go-to? That's it. That's Jinx. He drops his Creeping Waistband, which is excellent. It also has movement speed on it. This is like a great belt for pretty much everybody in the raid until you get more specialized ones. Fernalla's Paintbrush, I believe, is best in slot for healers. And then this Ribcage back piece is pretty good for the classes that can use it, but I think there are better ones later on. That unlocks the next section. So there's 3 bosses left in Willow. You can do them in any order. You can actually skip 2 of them and just go straight to the final boss. Let's do the Fairy Sprinkles first. That's the more complicated one. Going in and entering on the left, there's all these fairies. These fairies are, I think they have a better chance to drop planar stones. I could be wrong, but I seem to get a lot from them. They also have a good chance to drop these twinkling boots. Let's see if find somebody who has them. He should have them. Yeah, these twinkling boots are really, really, really good. I think they're best in slot for Windblades and Stormcallers, if you're not an intelligent Stormcaller. Plus they give movement, they give like high movement speed. So these guys are actually worth farming. Just tuning in, we are clearing the raids one by one, explaining the boss mechanics and how to go through them. We're not talking about progression. Progression is different because these raids, you absolutely cannot beat them one at a time. You cannot go into a raid, complete it all the way through, and then go to the next one. They are designed to be bouncing between each and every raid. And you're just gonna be crawling for progression, just be getting small bits of gear upgrade, and eventually you're gonna be able to fight and kill the first boss. He will drop some gear. That gear will allow you to kill the next boss. The progression order isn't 100% in a specific order. When I do the video about raid progression, I will give you the order that I did it in, and it seemed to work. But there are different bosses throughout that are different levels of check. Some check to see, here we got the twinkling boots, which are really good for Windblades especially, because they need all the help they can get running around the arena. But when I do the raid progression video, I'll talk about a good order to do things in. Alright, when we approach Sprinkles, she doesn't aggro until we go into this middle gazebo. On the outskirts of her are 4 extra fairies. We want to kill these guys before we engage the boss, because the boss mechanic is going to be having our DPS running around to these 4 different places to kill ads, and we want to, clear out these ads so we don't have to deal with them at the time. Maybe. There's also sprinkles right here. There might actually be two different sprinkles. You're right, though, because that one drops not in Fairy's Break. I don't think that one's in Fairy's Break. It's in Ripper's Keep. There's a bunch of fairies around the lake, and they can spawn a named mob, and that one drops like the Charmed Belt, I believe, and that Charmed Belt is very, very well. It was very, very good because you could snapshot the buff on it. It's still very good, though. Alright, we have these fairies down. So, we're going to engage Sprinkles. Eventually, we're going to do DPS, and then eventually Sprinkles is going to spawn 4 Wardens of the Forest, I think they're called, in each of these 4 locations. We're going to set Group 2 and Group 3 to get adds because we want them to attack adds at different times, or different adds at the same time. That'll cover the most amount of area quick as possible. After he spawns those 4 in a corner, fairly shortly after, he's going to spawn a Trickster. The Trickster is a tricky one because he puts a debuff on people, and you want to kill him as quickly. So what we're going to do is, once the adds spawn, Groups 2 and 3 are automatically going to go kill the ones that are far off, which is fine. Then when the Trickster spawns, Group 1 is just going to target the Trickster and kill it. And that's going to be the fight. We do that, I think, 2 cycles, and then we're done. First phase should be coming up in her sec. Alright. Groups 2 and 3 are going to attack the wards. There is the Trickster. We're going to attack the Trickster with Group 1. Because we want Groups 2 and 3 to kill these wards of the forest, because the wards of the forest are healing sprinkles. It's also making her invulnerable. The Trickster is important to kill, but I think I personally don't think it's that big of a threat, so we could just have one group on it. This is definitely an ad management one, but if you set up your group where you have 2 groups grabbing ads and then the 3rd group grabs the Trickster, you'll be just fine. It's a much scarier fight looking than what it actually is. Alright, where's the forest? Where's the Trickster? There he is. Group 1 is going to attack that. Everybody else is running around attacking the wards. This is also where, like, the movement, there's a lot of movement speed gear that is... Group 3 does not go back. Alright, we're fine. Like the twinkling boots, because they have the flight of foot on there, it's obvious that, like, hey, give them these movement speed boots right before a fight where movement speed is heavily needed because you're running around. That is Sprinkles. Sprinkles drops a repellent ring, which has almost no stats on it, except for resonance, but has a ton of resist. This ring is really worth farming for, and I would recommend pretty much getting one for everybody in the guild and have, like, you're going to cut a little bit of their DPS, but you're going to give them a lot of survivability with that. The Gem Encrusted Sash is also very good. Very good for Stormcallers. I think it's best in slot for tanks as well, because it has 50 agility on there, along with 100 armor. Alright. We are going to run to Xjeris. Cut through this big forest, running to the west. There's these Minotaurs. A Minotaur. These Minotaurs can drop a bracer that is pretty good, I think. Let's see if anybody hasn't. Thought I was running somebody with it. I honestly don't know where it sits, but it's got a good proc. Everything else down here I do not believe has anything special in terms of drops. Come on, guys, don't pull ads. Minus DKP right there. Alright. Xjeris. Xjeris. I don't know how you say that. You're right, they are selling get ads, and I have a Arcanist down. So that is a good call. Alright, so this one we are Xjeris is an incredibly straightforward fight, but it's one of my favorites because it is just so precise. It is so like well balanced. It's difficult, but it's not difficult mechanically. So we're gonna have group 1 on a sign, group 2 is get ads, group 3 is assist group 2. All that's gonna happen is we're gonna attack the boss. He is going to spawn a clutch of eggs every once in a while, and we 100% have to burn the eggs as fast as possible. Because after a few, I don't know how long, 15, 20 seconds, those eggs will spawn a bunch of small scorpions and it will wipe the party. It is non-negotiable that if those eggs spawn, we will be overrun and we cannot proceed. So this is very much a DPS check, and it's just attack boss. Once the eggs spawn, burn the eggs. Eggs are dead, go back to the boss, and that's all it is. But it's doing that a lot, and yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it. This guy is a bit of a wall for a lot of people because he does hit very hard, and managing the eggs is a little bit tough. Finger over where the eggs are spawning. There they are. We are burning the eggs. All DPS is off, and I'm even going to debuff the eggs just to try to get a little bit more DPS on them, because we do not want those spawning. And they are meaty. Nope, not paying attention. Burn the eggs. Debuff them, why not? Back to the boss. All it is. Eggs are up, burning the eggs. Eggs are up, burn the eggs, all we gotta do. That is Xjeris. Xjeris drops the Arachnid Carapace, which is best in slot for tanks. It is just so much armor. Skittering Boots, I don't remember if anyone really uses these, but if it's an upgrade, go ahead and use them. Then the main drop is this Ethereal Shell. It gives flat armor and it gives a lot of resist. So it's very, very recommended that one person in each group runs this thing. I say that as I am not running it in one of my groups. Should probably do something about that. Let's have this guy run it. Ravina. if you didn't know, the auras that each member of your party is running, they only affect the 5 members in that group. They don't affect the groups outside. So you can't, it's not like you're stacking these buffs, but you want to make sure everybody's kind of covered with the same basic ones, essentially. Alright, give me like 2 minutes. I will be right back, and then we will fight Fernalla, the last boss of Willow. We're back. Alright, on to Fernalla. Yeah, I have no idea. They shout a lot of weird stuff. It's funny that they do like the trading in their raid zone as well. See if we can get around these mobs. I don't think it'll be possible. Actually, it doesn't matter. We can just zone out. Plus, we gotta feed our orb, anyways. Alright. On to Fernalla. Final boss of the Willow raid. So, like the other ones, there's going to be the Zenith Corruptor phases. So we got to manage the Zenith Corruptor and the Growing Voids. In addition, Fernalla is going to... She's going to spawn like these fawn ads. It's just going to be like humanoid ads. Whatever phase she's in, she's going to change phases. She's going to polymorph into different phases. While she's in human form, she's just going to spawn these humanoid ads. They really don't do much, but we're going to have Group 2 as get ads. We're going to have Group 3 as assist Group 2. and they're just going to be in charge of killing those ads as they come in. I think with this setup, they kill them pretty quickly. We don't need to burn them or anything, and Group 1 is just going to stay DPSing the boss. The first polymorph she's going to do is into a bear. There's going to be no more ads, but she's going to do constant AoE damage, just like Opus does in the third boss of Vitheo's. Just need to blast her through that phase. The phase after that, she turns into a big spider, and there will be a bunch of small spiderlings. We're going to kind of treat it the same as when she's in human. Me as a tank, I'm going to pick up a couple of the ads, and then we're just going to let Group 2 and 3 burn the rest of them. The final polymorph she does is she turns into a wolf and has 2 other wolves spawn next to her. We're just going to burn 1 wolf at a time. I don't believe they can be CC'd, so this is there's going to be a lot of ads in this one. It's all about just ad management and just pushing through. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to drink food and water and the Brax juice, and let's fight her. There's the chosen fawns. They're going to be spawning throughout this, and I believe throughout the fight they're going to spawn at an increasing rate. That's kind of a common thing that happens in these raids, is that when they spawn ads on a fixed basis, those ads will increase in rate. So now we have the bear phase. So she's just doing the big AoE damage. Nothing too crazy. It's just making sure that your party can handle it. When she goes back to human phase like she did, fawns come back out. So at this point, we're pretty much completely on autopilot. She's going to spawn as the spider next, which I will grab one of them, and I'll let my other tank grab the remainder, and then we'll just burn through those as we go through this. These are long fights. Like, even with pretty much a maxed out group, like, these are still like 8 to 10 minute fights. Alright, there's a spider. I'm gonna grab one. And let's actually, we're gonna burn these things as a grade. We just want to get through all these ads. We're not up against a clock or anything, so it's just fine. Back in human phase, so the fawns are coming back out. We're gonna keep up then. We should have the first corruptor here. There it is. We're gonna burn the corruptor until the void spawns. Then we're switching to the void. Absolutely need to kill the void because we don't want multiple corruptors. Me as main tank, I'm gonna taunt this fawn just to get it off. Next void is up. We are burning the void, and then we're going to burn the corruptor. We're burning the corruptor, and now burning the last void. So even though we have this extra fawn, it doesn't matter. Fawn doesn't really do that much damage to really worry about it. We will burn through these fawns though with their entire raid, just to clear the board and reset. There we go. Basically just do that again. It might get a little bit more hectic, but I think she does another polymorph cycle. There's the pack mothers. It's just... These pack mothers just have a ton of HP. We're back on autopilot and all is well. It's just about managing the ads and taking care of business. See, the fawns are coming at a quicker and quicker rate, and they're gonna keep coming. You just have to keep up with them. This is partially why we want one. There's the next corruptor, where you're going to grab one of those. Oh, we gotta switch to the void. We may get a second void. We did a lot of damage to that corruptor very quickly. Alright. Get the second void. Look at this fawn. We're gonna go back to the corruptor. We're gonna nuke him. Then the final void, we're going to nuke the void, and then we will take care of the chosen fawns. I probably don't need to be grabbing all of them, but it's alright. Alright. That's it. That's basically the fight. She's going to do her polymorph phase, but I don't think there's any more Azinthian corruptors, so we are good with that. I think to keep things going, we're going to change Group 3 to assist Group 1, just so we have constant DPS on the boss with 2 groups. And then Group... well, it don't matter. But this way Group 2 will just pick up the ads. We're not going to even worry about killing him. Get spiders. Grab one of these. Grab another one. Just because if you let one tank grab all of them, he's probably going to go down. Like, they do add up a lot of damage, so you want to split the damage between the groups. Alright, we should be in the clear. There's going to be one more phase. There's the packs. I'll grab one. Just want to keep on the boss. We got fawns. Fawns are going to be spawning in like crazy. But we are just going to... I'll grab one, and then I'll let my other tank grab the other, but we are just burning the boss at this point. Because it is just a race to the end. Boss is dead. We just got the ads remaining. Let's burn the fawns first. Just because they're low level. Oh, we got the platinum bust. That's fine. Go over the loot in a sec. That is Fernalla. Plane of the Willow. I believe that is the second hardest raid to do. Some really tricky stuff in here. Cycle's Edge is best in slot for tanks. Shroud of Nature, I do not remember who that's good for. Rebirth is the tier 5 Druid Aura. Absolutely want to run this on your auras, on your Druids. This one also dropped another Repellent Ring. And then Letters and Words. So Letters and Words can drop in 2 different variants. So we got the plain version. There is a rare drop version that is just absolutely insane. You got it right here, where if you right click on it, it gives you a buff for Enlightened Path 4, which is a tier 4 XP potion, and you can use it at any time. It is absolutely insane. I don't know what the drop chance of it with this version of it is, because like you see, this one we did not get it, but this thing is just insane. It's probably like the strongest drop in the game for doing that. Of course, we killed the raid boss. NPC spawns. We gotta talk to her, and she will give us the Slovakian's Rune, Fernalla's Slovakian Rune, which is required to open the 5th and final raid that has not quite dropped yet. We got one more raid to go, and I actually have not cleared it yet. I have not killed Brax. I got him to 0%, and we wiped. Unbelievable. Just what a troll. All right, let's put some garbage gear in the grinder and keep going. Does Blanche does not have the sickle yet. Let's give him that. Don't need this. Yeah. All right. Alright, Plane of the Elements. What do you think the best DPS player class is? I don't know, I haven't played too many other characters. I mean, chart-wise, Arcanists are extremely strong. They're one of the top DPSs. Stormcallers are interesting because there's 2 different ways you can play it. You can either play it as like a physical damage build where you're mostly focusing on the auto attacks and just using the spells in the when you have mana, or you can go full intelligence and be spamming the spells all the time. Windblades are really strong. I don't know what they're like at all to play as a player. I haven't played them at all. I have played through the game as a Reaver. Wasn't my cup of tea. But I'm not a DPS guy. I usually play healers or tanks in MMOs. So in the fire planes, they are these elementals. They're actually pretty tough when you first jump in here, and they're honestly they take quite a bit of gear before you can really start farming them efficiently. They drop the Arcanist class set. They also drop Arcanist spells. And you have to kill quite a few of them to get enough spells and equipment for everybody. I do think that running 3 Arcanists is very strong. It's they have a lot of crowd control, and they are just like one of the top DPSs consistently throughout the entire progression. I'm gonna be pretty embarrassed if we get to the end of this and I can't kill Brax. Still haven't killed him yet, so we'll see. Gotta clear the other bosses first. Really did love the progression of this, because the progression of the entire raid, because you really start with nothing and like one mob just sucks. It takes like a minute or two to kill it, maybe even longer, and then you start getting one piece of gear, you get two pieces of gear, you get a few more, you get one character that's almost geared out, then you got another character, and like just the feeling of like your power just keeps increasing, and it's a whole lot of fun. Alright, so we have Inferno and Frost. They are really far apart, and you can engage one without engaging the other, but they are meant to be fought together. What they're going to do is we're going to have one group attack Frost, we're going to have another group attack Inferno, and then group 3 is going to be getting adds. We need to be keeping the health of these guys relatively close together, because if they are like skewed too much, they're going to be doing a lot of extra damage, and it will usually wipe the party. The other thing they're going to be doing is they're going to be lobbing a ball. There's going to be like a ball spawning from Frost first, and it's going to work its way all the way to Inferno. If it reaches Inferno, it like nukes the entire raid. So that's why we have group 3 as get adds. They will just be focusing that add as it travels. It travels relatively slow, but it's basically they're just playing catch, and we can't let them play catch. When you're first getting started, you may want to have 2 groups attacking it. You may even want to have like it on burn. As soon as it spawns, you just have the entire raid focus on it, because we just cannot let it reach the other side. Alright, so group 1 needs to target Frost, group 2 is on Inferno. Let's attack. You see there's these big walls behind each one of them. Once we kill them, these walls will fall down, and that'll be the way we progress. We're killing Frost a little too fast, so I'm just going to kind of flick group 3 back a little bit off and on, just so they are running around and not doing too much DPS. Alright, so there's that orb. It's traveling fairly slow, so I'm going to have group 3 take care of it. They'll be able to kill it really quickly. But like I said, you can really, yeah. It's not ideal, but we'll make it work. It's not a big deal. Alright, 2 bosses down. Let's loot. This Blizzard Bane back piece is really good. I think it can drop from these Ice Elementals too. Obsidian's Edge isn't very good, but it's a slight upgrade for Wood Blades. And then Frozen Grip is pretty good. It's pretty good for mages and for druids, the Arcanists and the druids. So this raid is now split. There is one path that goes up to this volcano, and the other path goes up into this ice mountain. There's 2 bosses there's a boss at the end of each path, and we have to kill both of those bosses in order to progress. Once you've done it once, like the progression is open forever. But since we're showcasing the bosses, it's all good. Always forget to switch it back. These guys, like, once you kill this boss and you come up here, these guys slap. And they're actually kind of like an impassable zone for a while. They're very strong, and they're basically like a tier 2 trash mob. think the only thing special that they can drop is the Blizzard Bane back piece, which is pretty good for just about everybody that doesn't have a raid level back piece yet. You can actually kind of work your way around a lot of these mobs. You don't have to fight everything through here. The aggro range of the stuff is fairly small, actually. So we can maneuver around and skip a lot. Super scary skeletons in here. I do not think they have anything special that drops on them. Alright, Warder of Ice. This guy was a bit of a wall for me when I first started, or when I first got to him. The main mechanic that he's going to do is that he's going to spawn ice elementals, and the ice elementals do a lot of damage. The only like sustainable technique I've ever found was that we are just going to have all three, or we're going to have group 2 and 3 as assist group 1, which means they don't attack any adds, and then we're just going to let our Arcanists CC crowd control the adds as soon as they pop up, and we're just gonna hope that we kill the boss quicker than we get overrun by adds. I've tried different ways of splitting the groups. One does the adds, one tanks the boss, and the only thing I found efficiently is that the crowd controllers will control the adds. Of course, tank 2 rips aggro. We're even gonna just burn the boss. We're gonna be killing him faster than you would be at this level, but regardless, I think we just want to focus the boss down. There's the ad. Alright, so he's not moving, he's not attacking, which means he's crowd controlled. And I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. I believe it's time-based, because only one spawned, and all the like normal kills that I've ever done, there was like 3 or 4 of them that spawned, so. Or maybe they're like, maybe they're multiplying. I don't know. I really don't know what the mechanic is. Why can I not target this guy? There we go. Maybe maybe the mechanic is that they multiply. But either way, easy peasy. All right, loot. Planar spear. I don't really get who uses this. I think it's okay for tanks. It's not great. Order staff is very, very good for Arcanists, and yeah, I have mine using it as an offhand, except for this guy. Just because when it's purple, it has 100 intelligence on it, which is pretty nice, and 60 charisma and 7 bouncy. All right, we're going to run back because we gotta go all the way back to that bridge. Actually, yeah. No, we can do it. We're just gonna teleport out and go through the main entrance. Feed the orb. believe it only goes up to an hour. Oh yeah, the shard, this primal ice shard that drops off. I really recommend having one on every or one in each group. I put them on my Arcanists because it's a lot of mana regen and it's resonance and intelligence for the Arcanists, so it's really good. Everybody benefits well from that amount of mana regen. All right, back to Plains. Now we're gonna go back up to the bridge and head to the right into the lava zone. Warders have fallen, revealing something once hidden. I think that's the clue that the third phase opens up. Instead of waiting for everybody to catch up, I'm just gonna portal out. I will say this is like, these two long legs are some of the chunkiest sections of all the raids. It's a very slow progression getting through here, and there's no real way to, like, at least no real easy way to kind of bypass it. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe there's an increased chance for planar stone shards to drop in this area. This pull's tough because you gotta pull two of them, but there's also a wandering, like, demon dude, lava fiend. Because I clicked on for half a second. Oh, no, just somebody pulled one. Two back to get ads. Yeah, let's have another one in here, why not? These flaming staffs are, I believe they're best in slot for Arcanists. I believe, I'm not 100% on that. I think the idea is that you have a flaming staff in your first slot, in your primary, and then warder's staff in the secondary. I could be wrong on this. I don't really pay all that much attention to, like, actual best slots and DPS charts, but it's just because the thing attacks so much quicker than everything else. Arcanists do not attack with their offhand, it's just a stat stick. You just want something with the highest amount of stats. Change Soluna to... I honestly did not know you could change the druid to tank. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, he's chewing up the scenery a little more. Thank you, Scenarios. so many mobs on the way to this fire boss. It is very much a slog. We'll have another Valor by the time we get back to Mizuki. Alright, Warder of the Flame works pretty much exactly like Warder of Ice. We're going to switch everybody to Assist Group 1, and we're only going to just nuke the boss. The Arcanists are going to CC the adds. The only added thing is that we have to stand in lava, so this is kind of a resist check to make sure everybody's got good elemental resist. Otherwise, it's the exact same fight as the Ice Dragon. And I'm pretty sure you can't pull them out of the fire. I think it'll just reset you. I don't know. I haven't tried. Alright, there's the ad. Should get CC'd in a sec. Hopefully. There he goes. Never mind. I'll just tank him. Don't remember what's all good on this. Creator's Charm is best in slot charm for druids. Gauntlet of Fiery Strength, I believe, is good for Reavers or DPS Paladins. I think that's the only ones I can use it. Everybody can kind of use it. I don't know. If it's an upgrade, it's an upgrade. Then Cloak of the Flame, I believe, is very good for Wooden Blades and Stormcallers. Alright, we killed the two orders, so now the middle of the bridge has opened up for the final leg of this raid. I'm gonna go back to our default setup. Oh, come on. Whatever. They can figure it out. Argoliv's best in slot for Stormcaller. That's good. Surely, for just physical Stormcallers, I imagine if they're doing the intelligence build, just wish they had some effect on them. That'd be just a little bit nicer. Alright, Chunk of Amarion, fourth boss. This guy is nothing special. He has no actual, like, special mechanics. other than he hits really hard. So it's just a tank check. And last time we streamed, Brian was in here and I asked him about him, and he's like, yeah, there's a big space, so we need to throw a boss together and put it in there. But I like it because it's like, hey, we just had 3 bosses that all have mechanics. First boss being a lot of mechanics. It's kind of nice to just be able to tank and spank something for once. Well, I'm glad, because all of my Stormcrawlers are physical, and I just didn't feel like farming gear to switch them around to try the other way. I don't know, that's why I play tank. Just don't care about DPS. Pull your weight, that's all I care about. Alright, at the top of this area, we got this village. There's like 2 ways to go, and they're filled with these Guardians of Brax. What's interesting is I don't think these guys have a loot table other than like the rare loot drop. So I found an interesting way that if you have the Reaper of Regrowth and you just do laps around here, it's a really good way to farm the planar stones because they don't drop anything else other than planar stones, silver cruxes, and map fragments. Fun little tidbit. Doesn't matter which path you go. I think the path to the left, you fight slightly less mobs, or at least you have one less group of 2 that you have to fight. We're just tuning in. The stream is, we're just explaining the raids. This is the 4th raid we are in. This is the final one. I have not beat the raid boss of this one yet. This is the last one I haven't beat. I've gotten him to 0% with the party wiping, which is just fun. And it's such a long fight, and I did a number of attempts that I was a little burnt out. So we'll see if we can get him tonight. We'll see if we can do it live. If not, the point of it is just to explain the fight anyways. There's definitely the most going on with him. So we got one boss before him. I painstakingly once checked every wall and like little hut to see if there's any secret entrances. I was really kind of hoping there'd be like some hidden secret, but I couldn't find anything. There might be something, but I couldn't find anything. Alright, we're gonna portal back, just set our reset, just in case we die. We are on Mizuki, which, if you didn't know, a lot of the bosses in the raids are actually named after community members. Mizuki is one of the top contributors for the modding community of this game. And she's pretty cool. And she's got a boss, and this boss is very weird. So, as we kill Mizuki, she's going to teleport around, and whenever she teleports, she's going to leave sort of an after image ad behind her. And what we're going to do is we're going to have group 2 on get ads, and group 3 is going to be on assist 2 because we want 2 parties to attack the same ad. And we're going to be able to keep up with it until about, I think about 20 or 30% is when she starts teleporting pretty fast. And near the end, she's going to teleport around a bunch and then spawn at the middle. And it'll be just a bunch of ads. At that point, like, as soon as she starts teleporting around like crazy, we're just going to burn the boss. Because if we kill the boss, all the ads disappear. We don't have to kill them all. So let's do it. She's going to be teleporting around, and all the melee users are going to be just running around like morons. So she teleports and leaves an icy remnant, so we have 2 groups attacking that to clear it. The icy remnants do a good bit of DPS, but as soon as there's more than one, the DPS starts stacking pretty quickly. So you can see we can keep up pretty well with 2 groups on it. There's no real reason to burn all 3. We want to just keep progression on the boss some way or shape or form. There's really no point for me to even be running around chasing her as a tank because I can taunt from afar, but whatever, it's fun. Alright, she's at 40%, still all well and good. Starting to speed up. Now they're starting to overlap. We're not going to freak out until she spawns really quick, which I believe is like 18% or so. Alright, 20%. She's going to start freaking out here in a minute. Alright. Yeah, now we're going to just burn her. Because we're going to be spending too much time chasing these things around. We just want to keep DPS on the boss. Everybody's taking a ton of damage, but we got her. Fiery Thoughts is best in slot helmet for Arcanists, and I don't know, they might also be for Druids as well, I don't know. But that's kind of the only one. Glacier Belt is just like a crap ton of strength, so strength-based characters can do pretty well with it. And I think that's the only notable drops from her. There might be another. Did she drop the Oceanic Charm? I think so. I think she can drop this thing, the Oceanic Charm, which is 7 to Finesse, which is like really good for most melee characters. Alright, let's bank real quick and then we will give Brax a try. Alright, how's our... Oh, we got plenty of time. Is it from Marina? Who drops it? Is it the archer? Honsus? It's a really good charm. Okay, yeah. It's the guy that spawns the executioners drop it. Mizuki, very fun fight. Alright, last pull before the final boss. Probably could sneak around these guys, but let's just clear them out of the way. They're just so beefy. They're chunky boys. But yeah, I think they just drop an insane amount of these planar stones if you have the buff going. So if you have the Reaper of Regrowth, just like, I mean, you could just farm these guys indefinitely and just get all of the planar stones you'll ever need. Alright, we are at Brax, God of Elements. So Brax, oh that's cool, he's got the he's got a world map behind him. It's right here, same map. Never doesn't notice that. Alright, so Brax has the Azinthian Corruptors, just like the other raid final bosses. And I believe it's only 2 phases of the Corruptors as well. But Brax has something else going on. So there's going to be 4 crystals that spawn around the arena. And we don't want to touch those crystals. In the chat box, again, we have to have one chat box that has game battle events and zone-wide events turned on. He's going to be leveling up. It's going to be like Brax has gone up, has improved. He's level whatever, level 1, level 2, level 3. And that level up is going to be getting higher and higher, and the higher it goes, the more damage he's going to be doing to everybody. The way to reset that is by killing one of the crystals, and that will reset it down to 0. When you kill a crystal, there will be an ad that spawns. It ad's really not that big a deal. We'll just burn it as a DPS, or we'll just burn it as a raid, and then go back to the boss. The trick is that as the fight goes on, the level ups go higher, or they happen faster and faster. I don't know if it's the less health he has, the faster the level ups go, or if it's the amount of crystals you have killed, the faster it goes. Either way, as the fight goes on, he's going to be leveling up faster and faster. And I don't quite know what the sweet spot is. It's about level... We don't want him to get past level 12. By level 12, he's going to be nearly one-shotting the entire group. So about a level 10 or a level 11, I'm going to have the group attack one of the crystals. During the first time, we're going to probably do 1 full cycle of that before the first Azinthian Corruptor, and then it's going to get kind of nuts from there. If we kill all 4 crystals... or when all 4 crystals are dead, he's going to start to spawn ads. And those ads are going to spawn faster and faster as time goes on, and eventually will be non-manageable. Like, you have a minute or 2 after you kill the last crystal before you're just completely overwhelmed. So it is 100% a DPS race, and we're going to give it a shot. I haven't killed this guy yet. Expect me to die, or expect me to at least reset, but we'll give this a shot. This is the hardest boss in the game currently, so let's give it to Brax, and he's got like the best soundtrack in the game. So all these crystals spawn. Even with my groups on get ads, they're not going to target them. We do not want to target those until much later on. So we're paying attention down here to his level ups. Starts off pretty slow. Man, this guy is tanky. Alright, level 1, level 2. Going Blown up. Of course. Level 4, don't have to worry about it quite yet. Level 5. Like I said, when he hits level 10, actually I'm going to try to push it to a level 11, is when we're going to go kill a crystal. It takes him not very long to kill these crystals. They don't have a ton of health. Alright, level 8. Level 9. He does look like a youth pastor. I love that he has the unibrow. Alright, we're gonna squeeze. Alright, level 10. Let's just go kill a crystal, because we have this, the corruptor. Brewery is down. Alright. Actually, let's kill this ice golem first. Get Fury up. Alright, we're gonna burn the corruptor. As soon as the void spawns, we're gonna switch to burning the void. Switch back to the corruptor for a second, and then we're gonna burn the next void, burn the void. Sick electric guitar. We're gonna finish off the corruptor. He's gonna spawn the last void, but we're gonna kill him first. Then burn the void. And he's already level 4. Alright. Back to DPS. I don't know, I love the design that, like, the biggest, baddest boss just looks like a dude. He's even got a shaved head. Level 10, we're gonna get ready to chase. As soon as it hits level 11, we're gonna switch. There it is. Everybody burn the crystal. Got a Reaver down. For the boss. Actually, burn this ice golem first. Down. I think I'm pushing it a little too far. I should probably just go attack at level 10. That way I'm not wasting my battle reses. Yeah, the music is phenomenal. Level 7. We'll have another Zenith corruptor we gotta deal with. But I don't remember when he spawns. I think it's like 28%. Nine. Let's try to push this to level... Yeah, we'll go get it now. Come on, guys, kill that ice golem. Yeah, probably. See if we can push through it. There's a corruptor. Yeah, we'll look at both the Fury's going down a lot. Jethro's dying pretty quick. Look at their gear first. So now we got these elemental constructs. We're not going to be able to finish this. See how far we can get. Let Blanche take 2 of them. And I'll take 1. But they're just going to keep spawning it faster and faster. Yeah, it's a white. It's weird, I've gotten further than that before. Alright. We gotta figure out Fury. He's got some garbage. Let's start with getting some purples. I want to get him one of those resist rings quick. I got somewhere in here. Maybe we'll do one of these too. There it is. I've heard Gladiator's Coil is not actually all that good. Get all his base spear gear upgraded. Yeah, let's give him this. Alright, who is next? Said those fire gauntlets are bis. So let's give some of those out if I have any. Do it in one. Damn. Yeah, like I got the purple and the Imperium. Imperium better. I was reading somewhere that it's like a toss-up if the purple bow is better than the Imperium one. What was I doing? Have any more of those rings? These guys have some junk rings. Purple bow is best. Shall run that for Gordo. That's such a bad ring. That's all good. I'm not honestly gonna worry about it all that much. We can give it some more goes. If we don't get it today, that's fine. I don't have a whole lot of time to play. Point of the stream was to get as far as we did, and we explained every boss, and I think we did a decent job at that. Okay. Well, good, because have that for just about everybody. I think Gordo needs purple bow, yeah. Vina needs a ring as well. Let's see if I got another one. Don't have any more. That's fine. He's running out of avium. Let's give it another go. I'm gonna duck out for just a minute. Hit the head real quick, and then we'll give it another go. See if we can get him. I 100% agree. I can't believe like how well balanced this is. Alright. Time's up. Let's do this. Probably could have farmed up some battle reses. Hold on. Just AFK real quick. Cast this. I mean, I can't believe one dev, man. Like, Brian is insane. And I know he had testers, but even so, like, he only opened it up for, I think, a week, maybe 2 weeks before it was released. Like, and it's a lot of testing to have to parse through as one person, so all the props in the world for him for this. The game was absolutely incredible. Oh boy. How long are we doing against Friends Club? Oh, they're gaining on us. Vina is still chunking along. I need to get him the ring. Alright, first corruptor down. First golem down. Had one death and it was Ravina. Which tells me he just needs more resist. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think the, it gives you a bag of tools, and, like, we're lacking in the DPS department, at least try to pick it up in other aspects. I'm just glad there's no more, turn off the raid DPS. It's fun for one fight, it would not be fun for multiple fights. Level 10. Eamon is dead for some reason. Level 11. Let's go kill a crystal. Yeah, I waited too long. Cannot let it hit 12. That's a reset. We're gonna farm. Let's farm a couple battle reses quick. Shouldn't be too long with Enlightened Path 4. everybody's pretty much at 75. Tank at 87. Think that should be higher? Nah, we had a long ways to go on that fight. Trust me, that was a reset. We're going into the second half of the fight where everything starts happening quicker and quicker. And we really need all our DPS at that point. Yeah, I guess that's something I haven't thought about. I thought I remember hearing that they automatically prioritize their own group. Because I remember there was a discussion of Brian saying, like, if you don't run a third healer, or if you don't have a healer in one group, it's going to be hard for that group to keep up because there's nobody going to be prioritizing them. I could be wrong, and it might be worth trying. Put everybody else a little bit lower, like put everybody else back to 50. We'll keep that tank. Give that a shot. That way they're focusing on their own group, but they'll still be helping. Yeah, we're almost out of mobs. Yeah. I'm gonna try this where everybody's lower than their main group. I don't want to turn off completely, but again, I also just don't trust. I don't trust human healers, let alone NPC ones. I'll give that a shot. Might go lower. Yeah, shoot. Okay, that'll have to do. You're able to tank it to level 16? I don't know, man. As soon as it hits level 12, like, people are dying. And it might just be a resist problem. You know, I don't have everybody with top resist stuff, but I mean, it's in the upper echelon currently. Let's give it a shot. Don't. Okay. Thought I had the Reaper regrowth on still. Half my group was not even here. Okay. Okay, we are doing something wrong. Got a lot of people not in this fight. All snoozing. They're all slow. Yeah, pretty much. I don't do much modern MMOs. I played WoW, one of the last expansions, like the retail WoW, not classic. Did the Mythic Plus, did the raiding, we cleared everything, and that was about enough for me. It was I don't know. It is such a rat race, and like, God, the seriousness that so many people take it. Like, applying for like a raiding guild is like applying for a job. You have to like sell yourself. Okay, we're gonna kill this void, and then we're gonna kill the crystal. Hopefully. Guys up. Stick with the Zintian, and then we'll kill Void. There, we were set. He's level 3. Alright, 68% after everything's clear. Hey Adam, good to see you here. Trying to kill Brax. Last one. Still haven't cleared him yet. Honestly, just not clearing him just so I can keep hearing the soundtrack, though. Alright, time. Go. Let it go on quick. Might be actually like losing time killing the golem. Probably just like face tank the golem and just keep DPS and boss. I don't know how much damage he actually does. You're right. Man, he just wants to tank. Yeah, that... It's almost 10,000 DPS for losing just on that. Good call. I think next crystal we'll just do that. Or we could just put Blanche, second tank on him. Alright. We got 9, we should have, I think 29% is Corruptor. Yep, there's Corruptor. Level 10. Let's go kill Crystal before we do that. Aeon's dead. We pull the tank, roll him. Focus Corruptor. And he kind of hurts. Oh crap! Oh, we're gonna have 2 voids. That's gonna probably kill us. Maybe not. Void 1 dead. Let's get up Amon. I'm dying. Yeah, this golem slaps. We're up there. Come on. Alright, we gotta let's kill this stupid golem. Alright, 27%. Gotta do it. Might be on pace with level 9. Get ready. Give it a second after 10. Let's go attack. Yeah, 15%. That's a lot. Alright, burn boss. All DPS on deck. Auto attack. Run up and hit him with your wand swings. First 2 constructs go to off tank. We'll grab the next 2. Spam heals. 3%, come on! All DPS on deck. %. Yeah. That is such a close fight. Yes. 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 Tell me I am the greatest. Tell me that my guild is the greatest. Thank you. Holy cow, what is all this crap? Frostbite. Okay, water staff, don't need that, don't need that. That's probably good. Glacier belt, don't need that. Yeah, that's what they do the first time you kill them is yeah, that's a very good idea. Let's save. God, I forget how to do it. There we go. Yeah, saving that, so yeah, Glacier Belt is definitely Reaver. I think both my Reavers have it. Yeah, they both have it. Okay. These are obviously gonna go to Arcanists. Wait. That kind of sucks, doesn't it? Like, compared to... like, am I wrong? Like, it looks garbage compared to... he's got too much crap. So that's 45 int and 3 resonance, plus a lot more regen. I mean, it's be beneficial for healer, but I don't know. It's 40 charisma actually like help. I mean, that's got to be best in slot for somebody. What does that do? Haste, lifesteal, attack roll, chance to devour. Holy cow! Okay, focus. I'm pretty sure I gotta give him these. Free from the curse. Do I give him these? Yes, I do. Portal, right? Hey, there it is. Alright. Gotta do the obligatory guild snapshot. Coming soon, it's not here yet. You thought there'd be a 5th raid already. It's not quite. I don't remember if he said if it's coming before 1.0 or if it's coming with 1.0, but yeah, the 4 raids all lead to a 5th and final raid, and that'll be the end of Erenshor for version 1.0 at least. It's just funny that it says coming soon on it. Okay, I'm still at like a juxtaposition about this stupid. Cause that just. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how close they are. Just mana regen and resonance seems OP. Does there work on Erenshor Legends? Yeah, it's a mod. It's coming out soon. It's actually gonna pass like classic Erenshor faster. You're gonna diverge it. It's gonna be like RuneScape Classic, where it's like, hey, it was 2007 Scape, but now it's its completely own monster, and the original can suffer by itself. Or would you say Stormcaller Wind Dancer, best in slot? Oh no, for Reaver, Stormcaller and Wind Dancer. Who is lacking the most? Everybody's still kind of rocking these. Does it have resist on it? It does have resist on it. Alright, that is going to Aemon then. So I like the Severium for the Reaver. Alright, Mana Strand Tunic, that's gotta be, like, good, right? Let's find that. Distributing gear. High priority intelligence arcanist. Yeah, that's kind of figured. He's got a lot of blues. I didn't realize resist on those things. Holy cow. Who can I wear these? Arcanist, Druid, and Stormcallers. That seems so good. I really should be running that on Stormcaller. You know, that is a lot of strength to lose. That is a lot of resists. Yeah. $50, $60. Whatever. Yeah, right. Like you go through the portal and you just spawn on. You just spawn at the docks of Stowaway Keep at level 1. You're level 1 plus. It's New Game Plus. That's gotta be good, right? Sword Infinity is offhand. Heavy heal fights. For Druid. Everybody's rocking the shield still, so let's give it to main. Maybe do Cleansing Brace. Alright. Yeah, sorry, I'm just sitting around here looking at gear. We accomplished what we were looking to accomplish in this video, so appreciate y'all joining me. Kind of want to. What do I want to do? Well, see if we can spawn him. Alright, let's give him another shot. Just for shins and grins. Let's get the Warhound out. Warhound is so good. Warhound is not so good. Do not use the Warhound. Frickin' Fury Tail just wants to be a tank so bad. better pace than last time. Not even 10. Alright, there's Corruptor. One group attack him. Level 10, we're gonna kill Crystal first. I'll take Golem. Ah, crap. Now we're gonna have 2 voids. Second void. Alright. New Corruptor. Killed the last void. And we kill the Golem. Reset. 67%. I don't know how you can get up to level 16. That just seems nuts. That's a good way to benchmark it there. That's funny. Yeah, when the singing comes in, he's way further down. Yeah, I think we're definitely on a much better pace. Save me. If you listen real close, he like whispers in your right ear. It's coming up in a sec. There it is. Whispers in your right ear. We're gonna push him even though we have the Corruptor. Just for a second, and then we're gonna go kill a Crystal. For level 11. Alright. Focus the Corruptor, I got the Golem. Wait for the Void. Kill the Void. Come on, finish him. Second Void, kill it. Alright, then nuke the Corruptor. Let the last Void spawn. Now we kill the Void. Nobody's dead. Blast this Golem. Alright, off the DPS race, 27%. I think this is much better than where we were last time. stretch. First 2 constructs. Put off tank. Uh-oh. No, we don't want to be killing them. We do not want to be killing them. They will spawn faster than we can kill them. Cool. They're all coming to me. That's not gonna be good. Survive! 1%! Oh, I'm so dead. Yeah! Alright, he is officially on farm. Ballin'. Wait, what? 12% chance to cast. You get 1,000 intelligence, 200 mana regen, and 30 resonance. Okay. Why not? Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it here. I really appreciate you watching. This video, or this live stream was set up to kind of be like a video, so we went through every single raid, not in a progression order, but just through each raid, every boss. So yeah, if you want to watch the VOD, feel free. It's kind of a long form version of what I normally do on this channel. But yeah, really thank you for hanging out. Thanks, Adam. It's good to see you around here, man. Keep me going. But until next time, have a good one. Have a good night. Recommend this game to everybody that will listen to you. Well, good. I'm glad there's some inspiration. The inspiration goes both ways. So when I got somebody in the chat to talk to during live streams, it's a lot more fun than just sitting here just cranking out videos all the time. All right, I'm out of here. Have a good night.